It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That's a brand new docket from the Broken Bones release with a victim of the crime. And, well, we got one last segment to get to, Chris.
Yes, we do. The segment that's either going to really be good or really suck. So,
okay. All right. Well, you're going to have to do a little backstory for me because obviously I was out of town.
Right.
And you took over the Classic Metal Show and brought in a guest host.
I did.
Which, before we get to that, which, by the way, we got, well, I shouldn't say we got good and bad reviews.
Yeah, we did. Look at you backing away from it.
Well, I wasn't there. I didn't get to really hear it, and I wasn't part of it, so it was sort of your thing. Well, so to be honest with you, I mean, aside from that little segment that I listened to half asleep on Spreaker, I really didn't get the whole show.
Well, here's how it really went. John, who is going to be playing for us on November 10th with two of his bands, with his cover band and with his band Gatlin, is one of my very, very best friends in the world, and that's just the truth. He's in the same circle that like you would be in for me.
Okay.
So, when him and I get together, it's usually a massive drinking fest and a lot of shit talking. Well, John is not a radio guy.
Okay.
But John wanted to come in and, he's one of those guys that worries about a lot of shit, like way too much shit.
Okay.
And, so the whole week he's like, what do I say? Is this going to be good? And, what's going to be too far? And, you've worked with other co-hosts in the past, dude. The first questions they always have is, what can I say? What can I not say? Is this going to be too much? Are you going to lead it? You know the questions, right?
Right, because they don't know where to go with it because of their lack of experience.
Right, exactly. The difference between him and I doing something together and me and you doing something together is that you and I know what works for us.
Sure.
And there's a certain way that things get twisted. And it's mostly you that does it, and people probably don't even realize it. But when I start getting too far, you fucking twist the knob a little bit and turn it to the direction to keep it a little bit focused.
Right.
Where when him and I got together last week and we added way too much alcohol, which is just what him and I always do, it didn't have anybody to twist the knob.
Right. Well, as I said early in the show, that it was like Chris going up against Chris.
It really was. And John was definitely, I think, and I don't know this to be true, but I think what happened was that John hears me start going, because he came in and he was nervous at first, to get on and do it. But that went away very quickly when I started getting into my normal brutal zone.
Right.
And where you never go to that level, when I start going, you usually pull back.
Sure.
You usually pull me back too. There was no pullback. So when I went there, he was like, okay, well, this is fucking cool. So I'm going to go that much further.
Well, it was the whole almost like a one-upsmanship.
Right, exactly. And of course, there's me, there's no line. So somebody wants to go, I'm going to take it as far as I can fucking take it. And since I was sort of leading, and since, again, we were drinking where inhibitions were turned off, it went way far.
So it just kind of got out of hand without even realizing it was getting out of hand.
It did get out of hand. And I mean, as I said early in the show, and as I will say now, it got out of hand to the point that for the first time in my history of doing radio, whether it was WMMS or 92.3 or the Classic Metal Show or anything else, any of the bad shit that we've ever done, the fucking Iced Earth thing, I would say the Iced Earth thing was probably the worst we ever did. Would you agree with that?
Well, it definitely did get people riled, or an individual riled, to the point of saying, I'm going to sue you. Right. And that's one of those things that I sort of regretted saying. And, sure.
And maybe the Doro Pesh when, she was all pissed off about all our fucking German clips.
The Hitler clips, yeah.
Right. I mean, that was a bad one as well. Those were the two bad ones up to date. Until this week.
All right.
And for the first time ever, I really, really, truly felt bad about where I let things go. And I would love to blame Jon for it, because I should blame Jon for it.
Well, but you were hosting the show, so
right.
you had somewhat of a culpability and responsibility to kind of steer that ship a little bit.
Right, and there was no steering. It was like the captain of the Titanic was doing shots as he fucking gunned it toward the iceberg.
Right, exactly.
It really was not fucking good. But it was funny. I think it was funny. I listened back to it and I thought it was funny.
Okay.
But the thing is I'll talk a little bit about Stephanie, who was the target of all of this stuff. She is Mondo major hot.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that because she may hear this. I'm just saying it because she is a fuckable commodity, if ever there was a fuckable commodity.
Okay, so you're basically reverting back to last week's show now.
Yes, absolutely.
In your verbiage and all.
Well, whatever. She knows that I would bang the living piss out of her. There's no
nothing like being subtle, Chris. Nothing like just being very subtle about it.
Let me just be honest here. I'm now single. And when I've got the attention, whether it's just as a friend or other, of a super Mondo hot chick, I'm going to fucking talk about it.
All right. Well,
it's a new phase that I'm allowed to have on this show.
Well, sure. I mean, obviously, it's a new unexplored territory for you after almost a quarter of a century.
Exactly right.
Uh-huh.
And I'm always very vocal, and I'm not a fucking hide guy. I'm not the guy that's gonna be like, well, she's really kind of attractive.
Right.
I would really like to hold her hand and walk in the park.
Right.
That's not me. That's never going to be. I'm the guy that wants to fucking lick tits and lick clit. That's fucking me.
Okay.
That's always been me, but I've never been allowed to vocalize.
Right. You're not allowed to say that.
Right. But now I can. So, but the thing with her is that she's an uber cool chick. And I really like hanging out with her and talking to her, whatever. Which made it all the more fucking very uncomfortable hearing some of this shit back. And the weird thing is with my buddy Jon, who used to date Steph, he was even more wigged out than me about as bad. And it was bad if I felt bad,
right?
But he was even more wigged out about what was said and how we let it go to fucking the most intimate, awful levels of their dating relationship.
So he was involved with this too, as far as his discussion about her?
Oh, well, he brought all the fucking dirt. The dirt to it is, because you didn't listen to the whole segment, he has these videos of her.
Okay.
The fucking the videos of her, and the videos are definitely some definite naked stuff and some definite fucking stuff and squirting videos.
Well, okay, just from a decency level, obviously, that I've been involved with various women since you've known me.
Yes.
And, they've been attractive women.
Of course.
And, but never have I, brought that out onto the show ever as to any kind of escapades or activities or anything in general. I mean, you've met a few.
I have.
But never have I just divulged any information about any of them on the show.
That is true.
But now I'm going to give you, and I'm not trying to be a prudish here in any way, but why would Jon divulge information about videos that he may have taken in the privacy of their own home or bedroom or relationship on a show? Why would he do that?
Alcohol and me prodding him.
Okay.
There's no other way around
again, I'm just asking the question. No, I'm not pointing a finger. I'm just asking the question.
It was definitely alcohol and me prodding him. No two ways about that. I certainly stoked this fire a little bit, and or a lot. And Jon, who was already in the zone, and part of this segment was that we were already past 6 hours of doing it.
Okay, so this was overtime.
Yeah, but this segment in particular was end of show. We were both hammered, and there was zero inhibitions left at this point.
Right. Well, did he not have any concern that, you know, she was going to catch wind of this and, you know, maybe be rather upset about it, or, you know?
It was spur of the moment thing, and maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But again, it was that whole shock jock value of fuck it, let's do it, and you know, whatever happens, happens type of a thing.
Yeah. Well, I guess my point here is, and again, I'm not making a judgment call or pointing fingers or say, dude, you shouldn't do that. I guess just out of the blue, I would never voluntarily divulge something personal about somebody without getting their permission first.
Well, yeah, and I mean, even to the level of admitting that you showed these videos that you have on your phone to me,
right? Just
to me, not even to the whole audience. Just admitting that on the radio is fucking definitely further.
I mean,
than I even might go.
Sure. Well, you and I have witnessed some things that have happened at shows or backstage, and even in your own home, I witnessed certain things.
Sure, absolutely.
And I would never divulge them, saying,
right,
you know, just out of privacy issues or whatever. And you know, I think that's just the right thing. And you and I say, well, there's no line, and there's no line to cross. And
right, sure.
To a certain extent, I believe that.
Right.
When it has to do with you and I personally.
Yeah,
but when you drag somebody else into the mix that is unaware of your activities,
yes,
then I have a problem with that.
Absolutely, and believe me, when I heard it back, it's such a weird thing, because you know this as well as anybody. Rule number one on this show is once it's said, it's out there, and we don't hide it. You know, we never hide what we've said, good or bad.
Sure.
So I put this segment out there.
Right.
Because it was funny. In a really, really fucking dirty way, it was funny.
Right.
But there's no way I could just pretend it didn't happen.
Right. I get it. I get it. You know, obviously the cat was out of the bag and it was a little bit too late, and what was said, and apparently, I don't know this girl from Adam.
Right.
Apparently, she has a good sense of humor about things.
Well, that's the cool thing, is that, you know, throughout the week, she heard it almost immediately, like the next day.
Okay, how did she come to know about it?
Because it was on the podcast.
Well, does she follow it, or did you tell her to go check it out?
I put it up like I do every other podcast every other week. I put it out there.
But I mean, does she regularly tune into the podcast and listen?
No. But she regularly reads me on Facebook.
Okay. All right. That answers a question.
Right. And I posted, like I do every week, hey, these are the segments that are on Facebook.
Okay.
Bip, 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 bip. Now, she is still really good friends with Jon, even though they're not
dating boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, yeah.
And she's friends with me.
Okay.
And so she read it, and she immediately saw the title of one of the things as Squirters, Sex, and More, and knew where that was going to go.
All right.
So immediately there was a message on the Facebook that just let me know that she had heard it.
Okay.
And so immediately I called Jon. I was like, holy fuck. This ain't good.
Sure.
But she reached by, or I think I reached back to her. I don't remember how this went exactly, but I was like, look, I'll be fair about this. You know, since it was over the line and since I did feel fucking guilty, I was like, I'll be fair about this. And if you want to come out, because she was coming out anyway, we were all going to go do karaoke and shit last night.
Okay.
I told her, I said, if you want to come out here early, I'll set up the studio and I will give you your chance to rebut anything that Jon or I said.
All right.
And what I decided to do was I would play the segment for her and let her stop me whenever she wanted to and fucking get in there and rebut the segment.
Well, what was her initial reaction, though, you know, when she heard this? Was it like, oh, my God, I can't believe you talked about this? Or
I think it was a mixture of good and bad, to be honest. I mean, let's face it, the shit we were talking about was fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
Way over what we should have been talking about with whatever they do or did or
Okay.
whatever. You know what I mean? But in the other hand, she was totally like not fucking pissed off and not. And I mean, I hung out with her yesterday for hours, for 8-10 hours or whatnot.
Okay.
And never was a bad word. I mean, there was definitely some, you know, you guys are fucking assholes type of shit, but no, she was surprisingly more candid than even we were.
Okay.
As you will hear here shortly. So, I don't know. I don't think she was as pissed off as we might have thought that she was going to be.
Well, were you concerned about that?
Oh, yes. I didn't know how it was going to go, dude. I didn't. Let me just tell you. I was so concerned about it that I went out and spent over $100 on food to ply her with a dinner to fucking relax her.
Wow, really?
I most certainly did. I bought fucking $60 worth of steaks and all kinds of shit and spent half a day cooking and cleaning my fucking house.
Wow.
To make sure that at least she'd feel comfortable here before we fucking started playing this shit.
Wow, look at you.
I was doing I felt guilty. I really, truly felt guilty.
So that just basically proves that you have a conscience of some kind, right?
I most certainly do have a conscience of some sort, and I definitely felt bad that I personally let it go as far as I did. Now, John, I know felt bad because Lord knows he was begging me to take the shit off the fucking podcast, which I would not do.
Now, did he beg you because he was afraid of the ramifications that he may have gotten from her,
as well as being disgusted with himself for taking it there?
Okay.
So it was not our shining moment. Let's just say that. We had much better segments on the show, but he felt bad, I felt bad, but at the same time, again, I go back to the point. Once it's out there, it's out there.
Sure. Well, I mean, you can't take it back because obviously, you know, the CMS is worldwide, and you know, a lot of people hear this show.
Right. And I could have pulled it, and you know, there's truth to that. I could have easily gone in there and pulled it down, but that's not what we do. Period. That is never what we do. Whether it hurts us or helps us, we don't pull shit down.
Right.
So we didn't, and. So I invited Steph to do this and come by, and she did, and the results were fairly staggering.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm actually I didn't listen to this at all, so this is going to be first time listen for me. And you know, I was not involved with the show last week, and really didn't get to hear much of it.
Right.
And so this is going to be a fresh listen for me.
Okay.
So let's check this out. This is Chris doing a rebuttal interview with the subject of their vile banter last week, apparently.
Exactly.
All right, let's check this out.
All right, it is your Classic Metal Show right here on theclassicmetalshow.com. And as many of you probably remember, we got pretty filthy last week. And, of course, we got filthy talking about one very, very hot, sexy ex-girlfriend of our co-host John's.
I like the fact that you have to make it very clear that she's the ex-girlfriend.
Well, she is.
Well, I know she is, but it's just funny that it's almost like you have to reaffirm that.
Well, maybe I'm trying to hit that.
She's a free woman. I'm not doing anything wrong here.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything wrong.
She's up for grabs.
I'm trying to justify my actions.
I got it.
One and only Stephanie. So, of course, audio gets back to people as things would be. So, in the spirit of fairness, I felt like it was probably right to bring Stephanie onto the show and talk about what was said. And that includes me taking a beating, and that includes John taking a beating, and probably Neeley laughing. So, Stephanie, welcome to the Classic Metal Show.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, and that's the end of the thank yous,
yeah,
right?
that's it. That's all you're getting.
And now,
from me.
fuck you. Let's get to it.
Fuck you, Chris. Let's do this.
Exactly. Well, I am going to stand back and say that John led me to saying all those horrible things, because I am a sweet, innocent church boy that would never, ever speak such filth as what John was saying.
Well, it seems to me there was a few times that John was trying to talk music.
Well, that was John trying to lead me to it.
Right.
Look at you trying to shuffle that off onto him.
Dude, I can't fucking... Dude, I'm telling you, sitting here was the most... that was the most uncomfortable hour of my life.
So she's basically, regardless of, what caused them to part company,
right.
she's trying to defend him, saying, he was trying to talk music. You're the one who was goading him on.
Somehow I feel caught.
Right?
He was. You should have seen what he was writing. When
Is that so? Is that so?
Yeah. He was,
no.
Yeah. Are you believing any of that?
Not at all, no.
Look, I will be the first one to say, you're a hottie, I'm a perv. The two work. The two work. And
darling, it comes with having a kickstand.
What? It comes with having a kickstand? So that's her answer, huh?
That's her answer.
So basically she's saying all guys are like you.
Right, we're all fucking pigs.
Okay. All right.
Just saying.
Very
I
nice.
expect it from you guys.
Well, here's what I think we should do. I've got the actual audio of the segment in question, we'll say, right here, because I don't think it makes a whole lot of sense to just kind of say, okay, what do you want to say? I think it's better if we do some commentary. But before we do that, I will open it up and I will let you say whatever you would like to say to address the verbal, harassment that you took last week?
I wouldn't say it's harassment. As kind of the truth, half-truths, where also maybe a little bit of John trying to build up his ego a little bit. But, oh yeah, I'm amazing. That's all there is to it. He knows it. We all know it, right? I mean,
right.
But, in all fairness, I think that I should have been part of that discussion last week.
And
live.
Well, and the truth of it is, you probably would have been if we weren't in this fucking podunk studio version where I don't have any of the stuff set up to actually take calls.
Well, she could have come down to the show, right?
She lives far.
Oh, okay.
She lives like 3 hours away.
And plus, it wasn't planned that you were even going to bring her up.
Well, yeah, exactly. It really wasn't. We had planned on talking about Dream Theater and fucking Pantera and shit.
Right.
We certainly didn't plan on talking about squirting pussies.
Okay.
But because we would, I would have. I love that kind of just get all the shit talking go. But the truth is, if you were here, John wouldn't have said none of it either.
Yes, he would.
No,
We've
he
had.
wouldn't.
Oh, come on.
On the radio?
Yes, he
I
would
don't
have.
think
He would have. He would have, and I would have sat here and laughed my ass off.
So
Just
you
like
liked
I
it.
did.
So you liked it.
It's not that I liked it. It was totally John. It's totally a relationship that John and I have where we sit around and we bullshit with each other and we call each other out. And a lot of what John said was true-ish.
True-ish?
True-ish.
So in other words, false?
No. I would say it was true and exaggerated to make him look better.
Right.
So, without getting too personal...
Oh, dude, you might as well just get as personal as you want.
Well,
because
without
without
getting too personal, why is he not with her anymore?
How do I explain this? There's phases of their relationship that don't work for each.
Okay.
But it's definitely not a physical thing, and it's definitely not a he beat me up type of thing or anything like that. No craziness or nothing like that. There's just there's a fundamental flaw in their ability to date.
Okay.
And I guess I'll leave it at that. Because
there's a problem in the dynamic.
Right. There's a definite problem that, truthfully, they probably need to work out because they fucking really do seem to get along pretty good.
Well, the way that she talks about him and the fact that they're still quote unquote friends.
Yeah.
That's a good sign, but me, I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
But in previous relationships, once it's over, and I don't want to be your friend, and I don't ever want to see or hear from you again.
Well, it is an odd dynamic with those two because I mean they're more than just friends. I mean, it's definitely a friends with benefits scenario,
Sure.
and it's definitely a not just like casual friends who like to fuck scenario. It is definitely a really good friends thing.
Okay, well,
So they're again. I don't want to get.
Again, that's why I said I didn't want to get too personal. It's just that the way she speaks of him, regardless of the fact that she outed her in some regard on a personal level, she wasn't upset about it.
Not really. Not too terribly bad.
Okay, I just was curious.
Yeah.
All right.
Very nice.
Because, if you think about it, really the person who was looking good was me.
Well, yeah. From the video I saw, absolutely.
Looking good.
Absolutely.
So glad you approve.
Oh, yeah.
I'm also glad that
That's the other thing I wonder.
Okay.
Why is it if Jon is no longer involved with her, why is he still carrying around these personal videos on his phone?
Because she is smoking fucking.
Well, I get it, but the thing is why is he still carrying that around and showing it to people?
That I cannot answer.
See, because first of all, for me personally,
yeah,
I find it kind of ludicrous to be filming your significant other in a compromising position.
Okay.
On your phone and then showing it to your buddies on top of that.
Well, okay.
Me personally, I just don't. I just find that disrespectful in a lot of ways. But that's just me.
Right. Well, I'm glad he did.
Well, I mean, I understand the thrill of seeing it, looking at it. But if I was the guy doing it, I think I would feel a little bit like I don't know. I just
dirty.
No, not even dirty. It's just like a complete asshole. Like you're betraying someone's confidence, because they allowed you to have this for you personally. Now you're out there sharing it with the world.
Right.
This just doesn't get. I just don't have a lot of respect for that personally, and I'm not trying to be Mr. High Road here. I'm just telling you my personal thoughts.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm not going to argue. I can't argue the point. I can't argue a whole lot about anything on this.
Sure. All right. Well, it's interesting that you took the steps to be face down with this.
Well, yay. I told you I felt guilty.
I got it. So let's see. Let's let the guilt ensue.
know that this was not something that was put on air.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't published anywhere. It was right here with Jon's phone.
Yes, I'm a producer in training. I make my
AVN Awards. Look out. Jesus.
I'll be there.
There you go. You'll get the little trophy, the
That's
dildo
right.
trophy. Very nice.
Got 6 at home already.
Wow. Oh, wow. All right. You ready to do some
Okay.
audio?
Yes.
All right. This is I cut a little tiny bit of this out, just the bit that started talking about music,
Okay.
just because no one cares at
we
this
don't give a
point.
shit about
Yeah,
music at
no.
this point.
No, this is definitely audio. This is the audio. It was at the end of the show, and let me set it up for people that weren't listening that late, because it was late. It was here on East Coast. It was 3 a.m. till 4 a.m. when this went on. I mean, it was way late.
That was way after the last text he sent me that night.
Oh yeah, he was hammered, and I was hammered, and
Well, I find that interesting that he was still texting her at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, he was still texting.
See, I guess I just don't understand that dynamic where he's at your place, you guys are doing the show,
Right.
she's no longer his girlfriend, but yet they have this relationship to where he can text her at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Apparently so. Well, hell, I'm still texting her right now.
Well, yeah. Well, but still, that's curious to me.
Yeah, it's an odd relationship that doesn't make a lot of traditional sense.
Right.
I'll put it that way.
Look at the demon. Pastor Neeley is offended. I'm not offended in any way. I just personally would never betray someone's confidence like that. I'm not offended by it. It's just not me.
I think you're offended that I put the Classic Metal Show name on this.
Nah, not at all. It's just I want to understand why people do what they do, but yet still are able to maintain some kind of a civil relationship. I mean, and I'm not going to get too personal with you, but you have a personal situation that gets way out of hand.
Sure.
And this show has caused you some real problems.
Oh, yeah, like a fucking pending divorce that happens on Thursday.
Right, exactly. But my point is that even though you and I have had friendly discussions, I would never take what you told me and said, hey, you know what, you guys, Chris is doing this, or had this happen to him today.
No, exactly right. That's why this whole thing was so fucking awkward.
It was.
Because it was so far out of bounds, even by my own standards, which are very, very little. But it was so far out of bounds to what where I wouldn't even normally go.
Sure.
You do know he was texting me.
I know.
Okay.
I know. He was and his phone was buzzing the whole time, and but it was okay. It was fun. But at the same time, by the time we got to this segment, and I need to put this out there just because I am going to 100% take it was the alcohol that made us do it route. Because it would not have happened at 10 o'clock at night. When we were at 10 o'clock, we were talking about Dream Theater and Slash and Pantera. And
my future ex-husband.
Yeah, your future ex-husband.
Perla doesn't know yet, but I would like to put this out there.
But you'd like to put what out there?
This.
That. Exactly what we're going to talk
video,
about. Yeah.
John, I'd appreciate it if you show it to the right people next time.
So I'm not the right people, but Slash would be?
Slash would definitely be.
So should I?
All right. So she's willing to show her squirting cooch to Slash.
Yes.
Because he's a, obviously famous rock star, has money, etc. So that just goes to show you, by her definition, that women will do things for a price.
Right, and we will address that.
Okay.
We will address what the price is.
All right, well, I'm just, making observations by what she said. So she basically, and I'm not saying she speaks for all women, but she is proving that women, there is a price to be paid for integrity.
If I could say anything about Stephanie, she's a goer.
Okay.
She is fucking definitely not influenced at all by what are the traditional standards of what a good girl would do.
All right, well, look at Demon. Squirting cooch for you. Squirting cooch.
Mail it to Miles?
Oh my God, that would so give him the wrong impression of me. I mean, not that the fact that I had the 16-year-old kid that was standing next to me at the show at the House of Blues, right across my breast, Axel Who.
Nice.
And then showed it to Miles as he was singing Sweet Child of Mine.
Nice.
Not that didn't give the wrong impression.
Really, no kidding.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he gets about half a dozen of those a day.
Probably. You're a goer, aren't you?
Jesus. I am a goer.
Wow.
I'm a go-getter.
Yeah, go get her, all right. Get her done.
Get her done.
All right, so let's play a little bit of audio and see what we have here. And if you can't hear it, tell me, and I'll turn it up.
I can't hear it.
Please. One of my best buds loves Volbeat, and we fucking argue about it all the time.
I love Steph's vulva.
You already saw that.
Don't
forget this. You saw the squirting video.
Can I intervene real quick?
All the way into that vulva.
Hold on.
Yes. Certainly.
Okay, yeah, right off the bat. I'll have you know that when I first met John, and of course, people send videos and pictures to each other when they're seeing each other dating, fucking, whatever you want to put, whatever you want to say. The first practice I went to, this is a practice.
Okay.
For his
band?
cover band.
Okay.
Can I say the band's name?
Yeah, go ahead.
Flint and Fish Special.
Okay.
It doesn't exist right now. I'm brokenhearted about that, but
Sure you are.
no, about most of it, I am.
Right.
And the very first show I went to, or practice I went to, was in the guitarist's basement. And it was the first night that I had met these boys.
Okay.
One of which became a very good friend. Well, two of them, but one of them is my very favorite Kecky.
Okay.
Okay, John Keck is the ultimate. And when Kecky came up to me and told me, nice video, Steph.
All right. So early on, he's already flaunting these videos to his buds.
Yeah. He's not one to hold him back, apparently.
Apparently, because all right, this is the whole, you know, killing the golden goose thing. You know, you get a hold of something that, for the most part, and I can only speak from experience.
Sure.
This is a rare occasion when you can find one like her.
Very true.
Okay.
Very
and
true.
then you're out there just like flaunting it as if it's like a dime a dozen.
You're not appreciating it like the diamond that you have.
That's my point.
Right.
So now you're just like cheapening it or watering it down, no pun intended, by just saying, oh, hey, check this out.
You're looking for the high five instead of keeping the fucking, you know, golden goose that you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right. So I don't know your friend John much, and I know I'm going to run into him or meet him.
Yeah. Next month.
My respect level is on a very, very low ebb at this point.
Okay.
That just doesn't get it, dude. Come on. Come on. You're just this chick is admitting this is the first band practice I ever went to, which leads me to believe this was very early on in their relationship, and he's already tainting it by just whipping this thing out and say, hey dude, check this out. I took a picture of my chick's squirting here.
Right.
I don't know. I got a problem with that.
Okay.
I mean, you know, not to the point to where I have an attitude, but just like, come on. Dude, you just landed in gold, and now you're just like sharing it with everybody. Wow.
I agree with your point, but as you're starting to hear, and you'll hear a little bit more as we go through, she's kind of okay with it.
Well, she is now, but I don't know. It just, I don't know. It's like I said, it's like you're taking something that is kind of special. I hate even saying that because I sound like a puss by saying that, but it's true. And then you're just like spreading it around the locker room. Hey, dudes, check this out.
Right.
Go ahead, take a turn on her. Why not? You know, I don't know. It's just there's just something just not right about that.
Right.
Okay, this is before John and I were even committed or whatever you say.
Right.
I was on a kind of date to see a practice for a band that doesn't exist.
See, he had some kind of, you know, he's banging this chick already, taking intimate videos. She's even admitting that they're not even dating or committed, and he's already cheapening her by spreading it around to his friends.
Well, it'll be said later, but the video was not taken by John.
Well, regardless of where
It's just a video he had.
But regardless of where it came from, it was her, right?
It was definitely her.
Okay.
And my video has already been put out there. So for him to show you my video,
Yeah.
no surprise.
No surprise at
No
all.
surprise.
But are you mad at him for showing the video?
You know, when Kecky had brought that to my attention, I kind of was like, ugh. But I'm so used to it now
Right.
that it's just like, yeah, my fucking poo-tang has been all over the place, all over Cleveland without actually getting any enjoyment out of it. It's like a freaking show.
Well, you got
for
some
everybody.
enjoyment out of it once.
On my own. I was by myself.
Oh, man.
I could please myself. But anyway, I had to say that, yes, Chris Aiken has seen my
Pussy.
pussy.
You ever notice how many chicks have a problem ever saying the word pussy?
I know
They do. They like hesitate before they'll say that. You know, and for them to say it, it's almost like as if they're spitting out something that's just bitter.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they hesitate and then they just like pussy. You know, it's just like, but yet they have no problem calling a cat that.
Right. It's a pussy.
Right. Very interesting.
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Whatever fucking county is up here, Cuyahoga.
Right.
Medina.
Summit,
yes,
Stark.
Summit, yes, Stark. Yeah, my vagina's been all over the place, and yet I've not fucked all of Cleveland.
Yet.
No. It won't
Wow.
happen.
Now here's a girl that you're obviously interested in, and you're so much as saying that she's out there just slinging it around the city
Me?
there. Yeah, you just said yet. like as if she would.
Oh, now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, because she says I haven't fucked all of Cleveland, and you said yet.
Oh, I was teasing.
I know you were, but
Stop.
but still, come on.
Dude, I know.
I'm going to be the Harry Chapin here. You've got a lot to learn. You've got a lot to learn.
I'm newly single. I don't know all these rules.
Well, there's not a rule. It's just being decent.
Oh, I don't know that rule.
Okay.
Continue, please.
All right. Here we go.
Right, dude. As long as we're like buzzed up and talking about my hot ex, we can like say on.
All right, well, we can stop there. I mean, that's good words. That's good. You're the hot ex. You're not the cunt ex or something like that.
I'm a lot of ex, but yes, he's always been very, very complimentary.
And he's being honest on that one. You are a hottie, and you know that.
Oh.
And don't even tell me you don't even play that bullshit game that all chicks that are hot play.
Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air.
Neeley, I love you and everything, but shut up. You act like you're being holier than thou here. Well, we know you probably got the most blood on your hands.
Well, dude, I can attest to the fact that I've had a share, but I've never gone out and flaunted it, and that's the God's honest
These
truth.
guys just keep it out. You keep it in the closet, which these guys are at least honest about it. I mean, hey.
I'm not saying they're not being honest, but what I'm saying is that my point is that apparently, from what I'm gathering from this conversation, prior to the conversation, John did not have her blessing to say, yeah, go show it to everybody who wants to look at it. He was basically betraying her trust with a video that she entrusted to him, and he's out there just like, hey, check this out. This is my chick. She's got a squirting
Doesn't
pussy.
seem like she has much of a problem with it. She's taking it in stride.
Well, now she
That's
does.
what we call a good sport.
I get it. Believe me, if she wasn't a good sport,
She's a good sport.
she wouldn't be sitting there having this conversation with Chris. But you heard what she said when that band member approached her and said, hey, I liked your video, and she was just like, you know. But he did it so often that she just became immune to it and was just like, what am I going to do about it?
Well, first of all, you know the risks when you. I mean, especially with everything, every recording device.
Hold on, though, Emma.
everything
Let me interject in this for 1 second because I'm not. While I agree with some of your point here, I don't agree with the premise that you're going into right now. Yes, you all do know the risk. And if they had some kind of a hateful breakup where it was like, fuck that cunt, let me fucking put this video out there.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but they don't have that. And I know that because I was with them as recently as today.
Exactly. This seems like it's just all in fun. And
Yeah,
he knows the attitude she has about things. She seems
But
open.
that's now,
I mean,
dude.
You meet girls like that.
Dude, we're a national radio show. It's bigger than fucking boys hanging out. You know, let's face it, we've all hung out with our buddies and fucking heard stories about this chick fucking doing this or that or whatever. We've all heard
that. That's what everyone does, and it's a local thing, but
it's a whole different story when it goes out on a national publication, dude. That's I think Neely's point.
Right.
I just think it's great. I just thought it to be great, great entertainment, and the girl of a good-looking girl who's obviously very talented.
But what if she had a problem with it then?
Yeah, what if it was the other way?
What if it was the other way around and she heard that and she was furious about it?
Dude, this is a classic metal show. How
it doesn't matter.
We've done it to so many people.
We acknowledge that, MOL. We definitely acknowledge that. What I'm acknowledging by doing this is that this was even over the line that I'm willing to go. This is way deeper, dude. This is fucking...
You have a line?
Whether she minds or not, she could have minded, and she's a friend of mine.
No, I said, you have a line?
I don't know.
There's a line. Chris Aiken has a line.
If I have a line, this is it. Truthfully, this is it, and I crossed it. I'm not gonna try and bail myself out like, well, I didn't do shit wrong. It was all him, because that's not true. If that was truly how it was, I wouldn't have let her come down here and fucking rebut. I wouldn't have. I personally, and this is not even a shoot or a work or whatever the fucking wrestling term is. I truly did not feel comfortable with where I personally let this shit go. And that's on me. That's not even on John, at all. We got fucking too drunk and we fucking took this to where it should not have gone. And that's my honest to God admission on this.
Oh, the end of last week was great in that car crash kind of way.
It was definitely cringy.
Just last week with John was scorched earth. The end of the show at about 3:30, you could just see a big pile of fucking scorched earth.
Let me give you a prime example of something that just happened in the show this evening. MOL, that picture that we put up on Facebook, that was sent. That was sent to me by my friend. Now, if I told Chris, hey, check this out, put it up on Facebook without asking her permission or even letting her be aware of it first, that would have been flat out wrong.
Right.
But she gave me permission and said, that's fine, go ahead and use it. But had I done it without doing that first, then it would have been a problem because I didn't know if she cared if I shared that with everybody else or not.
Right.
I totally get.
Dude, again, it goes back to the premise of they're still friends. Me, John, and Steph are all still friends, and we're all friends. But man, this thing was so fucking brutal. It could have ended that easily. This is the kind of shit that you do when you fucking hate the ex.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that.
That's the whole premise. Is like. We don't hate Steph. I don't, and I know John doesn't. And
trust me, I have video. Trust me, we all have. I've had videos, everything that I won't let that are in the deepest, darkest recesses of my computer.
Right.
And there's no way, unless you rob me and take all of my externals and everything, you're going to see those fucking things.
Right. Well, MOL.
But
in another note, not even talking, in a sexual manner or whatever. Over the years, I've had friends, be it like a Don Dokken or a Jack Frost or even Nader or somebody. They would send me stuff like a song that they're working on or new music or this, and they would send it to me and go, "Hey, what do you think of this?"
Right.
If I took that and said, "Hey, Chris, Don just sent me some new song. Let's play it on the CMS."
Well, let's take that even further too. I got in trouble 2 months ago for doing just that with Dokken. Remember when I put that 30-second clip up and the fucking record label?
Yeah, they went ballistic about it. So the point is that they entrust you with proprietary stuff, be it a video or a song or anybody. If it's your best friend, if it's an art, it doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
And you share that with other people without their knowledge, that's a problem.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Look
I
at
mean,
the
so you're saying this all could have ended as well. I mean, I don't want to sound like, of course, I do, but didn't want to sound like a complete ignorant ass, which, that's out the window, pretty much from my first call. I'm like an ignorant ass, but, I was just thought I'd call in and tell you, just how goddamn great that whole segment last week was. Because let's face it, as horrible as it was great entertainment. and the bottom line was,
and believe me, from conversations that you're not going to hear tonight, but that I've had, that was understood that it was entertaining. But it doesn't take the wrong factor out of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't take the wrong factor.
Look at all the stuff we've done over you guys have done over the years. I mean, the John Schaefer thing, which that was just the playing Hitler clips over Doro, just the invasions of chat rooms. We basically almost drove West JQs to suicide. To now where he's to the point where he's now just putting like disgusting words together and passing it off as being an author.
Right.
That seems rough, but I've heard through the last 6 years, 7 years, I have heard unspeakable evils over the airwaves on a Saturday night over the internet here. So last night, I am going to go out on a limb to say, personally, because Chris knew her, I think that's why it is the personal level you talking about it. But I have seen it a lot worse on here.
What? You're insane, dude. You're insane.
Dude, not really.
It has never been worse.
I've seen you with flamethrowers, and I'm not arguing. I love the fuck out of this show, and I'm like, yeah, everything classic metal show, hoorah! But seriously, I've seen you guys with friggin' basically just at a bridge with huge flamethrowers burning that fucker down. And that's pretty much what the CMS is about. Come on. But, last week, it was a personal level, yes.
All right, I'll give you that point, even though I don't agree with it, but I'll give you that maybe it feels worse to me because it was a personal level.
Yeah, that's what it is. And you have every right to feel as bad, and, because it is a good friend. I'm not saying you were wrong for apologizing or anything. Trust me, I'm not. I just thought it was good radio, stuff, shit got out of hand, so what? It happened. All right, hail and kill, fuck you, Kyle, and good job.
All right, there you go.
Well, I don't know that I agree fully with MOL,
but he's entitled to his thoughts, regardless if you agree or not. It's just
no, you don't agree.
Yeah,
be honest. You're annoyed with me or not?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not annoyed. I'm not annoyed. I'm not upset. It doesn't bother me. It's just from a personal standpoint of someone who's been taken. And again, I don't know their relationship. I know nothing here. Okay, I'm just putting myself personally into this mix. Right. That if I had possession of something like that, I wouldn't even show it to you.
Well, hell, I'll share a bit of information with you about you that I'm not going to go very deep into this at all, not even to a name level, but you dated a girl for a while and haven't been with her now for a while.
Okay.
And I never even saw a photo of this person until
A few weeks ago.
until I was up in Chicago.
Right.
First time I ever saw her. And I mean, I've spoken to her on the phone
Sure.
a lot.
Sure.
10, 11 times, I think is probably accurate, don't you think?
Right. I would say so.
And then I never even saw a picture of her until
I came to
2
your
weeks ago.
house. No, I came to your house.
Oh, yeah, when you came down here. So that was August 17th.
Right.
So, so literally you didn't even share that much with me in, I'd say, roughly 3 years.
Sure.
So, yeah, I see your point. Dude, I'm not trying to defend myself here. I want to make sure everybody understands that. I am definitely feeling guilty. A rare moment that the fucking angry, no-conscious Chris Aiken feels very conscious-oriented and fucking bad for something he did on the radio.
Again, I'm only taking your word for it. I'm not sitting here pointing
that's fine.
I'm not holding the noose of judgment here on you. I'm just, again, I'm only a spectator on this particular segment because literally that's what I am. I'm a spectator here.
Right, sure, but you're giving the analysis that needs to be given.
Right.
I don't think so. There's so many more girls that are prettier than me. Blah, blah, blah. Save
No,
that shit.
I'm the shit because not only am I hot, as I'm like one of the dudes and I can hang with all of you.
Amen. And believe me, I love that. I love that.
Well, I agree with that. I like that too.
I do like that.
That is the ultimate girl right there.
And she really does hang. I mean, she really
does. Well,
does.
obviously, she's sitting here having this conversation with you, and she's not irate and wanting to burn your house down.
Yeah, that is true too.
So either she's just a really cool chick, or she's had a what's the word I'm looking for? What is that when they take your uterus out?
Vasectomy?
No, that's a guy.
I don't know. Uterectomy.
Hysterectomy.
Hysterectomy, yeah.
Because I know a girl. She's in her 30s, and she had a hysterectomy like in her very early 30s, like when she was like 31 or 32.
Okay.
And she's like a guy now. She's still sexy, and she's really cute and fun and like a chick, but she doesn't have all the emotional hang-ups like a regular chick has anymore. She's more like a guy anymore.
Right. Well, I can say, and what makes this feel worse to me is that I don't really know Steph that good.
Okay.
I've only met her in person twice now.
All right.
But I mean, her and I chat on Facebook and text and whatnot back and forth, which is cool and it's fun, and she's certainly a cool chick. But I don't even know her that well, and for me to fucking be right in there mixing it up is like, oof.
Wow. Well, look at you. I think it's a good experience for you.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It doesn't feel that good at this moment.
Well, it's a learning experience.
Exactly.
Well, guys do.
A rocker chick that actually can fucking talk the shit?
Hell yeah.
That's good
me.
stuff.
So I'm the hot ex. Okay.
There you go. You're the hot ex. All right, here we go.
The air that you saw her in black lingerie on my pictures and that video of her squirting.
I know. I need to see more of that. Hey, pull that up.
Why?
Now, who was that? Who was that came on the mic? And who was that? Wasn't me.
That was crazy. You sounded just like you.
Yeah,
it sounded just like you, begging for more of a video that my ex-boyfriend should not have shown in the first place.
But he did.
Did you hear what she just said?
Yes.
Something that he should not have shown in the first place.
Exactly.
So there you go. Their MOL, that proves my point right there.
It does.
She just said it herself. Even though she's not irate about it or upset, she's just stating her case. It should not have been shown in the first place.
And I just hate that I'm literally at this point, I'm sitting there looking at her and I'm listening to myself saying, yeah, I need to see more of that. Not comfortable.
Well, again, but that could also be a positive thing. That's very complimentary.
Well,
I mean, it could be gross.
rating on the fucking porn scale, she's a fucking 10 out of 10.
Okay.
But even still, dude, there's never been a more uncomfortable moment for me in my life than this girl sitting here with me, knowing that I've watched basically her porn video.
Right.
And I'm literally going back and forth with her and saying, yeah, and I'm playing audio of me saying, man, I really want to see that fucking pussy again.
Well, again, that takes a lot of balls.
Yeah, well, balls or stupidity or just hoping to fucking make myself feel better or something. I don't even know.
Look at Rain City Metal. Remember, Chris, you are new back and on your probationary period. Neeley is going to have to keep Chris on a tight leash now. No more solo shows for you, pal.
I'm done with that shit.
Because I'm so mad about this.
I can't.
Did.
Right.
I'm going to just kind of chalk that up to him being very proud and assuming that.
But why is he proud of it if as you said, you shot it yourself?
I don't know.
Where's his pride factor to it? It's not like it was his tongue or his fingers or his dick or
no,
whatever.
it was my dildo.
Right.
It was my dildo.
I saw the video.
My double A's.
Right.
It was my money that was put into the damn thing.
Right. So where does he get the pride factor from, do you think? Because you're hot?
I would assume because I'm hot and I've done it for him.
Okay.
So she made this for him.
No, that is untrue.
But that's what she just said, though.
She let him see this, but she didn't. I don't think she made it for him.
Well, that's what she just said, though. She said, because I made it for him.
I don't think that's what she meant.
Well,
she'll explain it later.
Okay.
She'll go into this.
So I don't know. Chris, tell me, where does John, as a man,
that's what I'm trying to figure out.
the
Look,
pride factor?
I'm just trying to hear the audio and dissect what he said.
I think because he can say I was.
Stop right there for a minute, Neeley.
Okay, fair enough.
This is totally me trying to divert. Can you tell that?
Yeah,
that's just
I know you're trying to steer her away from this a little bit.
I'm trying to steer her away from me.
Right.
So bad.
I know.
Maybe. Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to
Because as
ask.
he's showing all of Cleveland,
Right.
all of Cleveland cannot say that. Only he can.
Well, yeah.
So.
I guess.
Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know.
I guess
Who knows how John.
Right.
I mean,
We'll have to address that with him later. There's one to write down for later.
I will talk to him later about
There we
this.
go. All right. Let's continue.
Continue.
I can pull that up. I can do it. We will
Yes,
not
John,
upload
pull
it
it
to
out.
the page.
No, I won't pull
to
it.
you.
I won't upload it to the page. I'll definitely look though. But,
So my hot ex we discussed earlier is a squirter, a big squirter.
wow, you ain't lying. Like fire hoses.
In my defense, she didn't know that she could squirt until she and I hooked up. She was jerking off in the
Oh
shower
no
one time.
no!
All right. Go ahead.
No, you know what? Finish playing. This
All right,
because
okay.
I've got a point.
All right.
She goes, I was masturbating and something came out. I was like, well, keep trying. That's hot. I love it. And she started doing it. And finally one night she's like, I think I can do it. So I made her literally straddle my face and just go to town on her clit. And all of a sudden it was like a shower. I'm like, this is awesome.
It's awesome.
Oh, see? All right. I'm going to make a point here.
Go ahead.
If he was hooking up with, say, a hooker or somebody like it was a one and done thing, and it wasn't personal, and it was just sort of a whatever.
Yeah.
I could understand a story like that.
Okay.
But this is somebody that he has a quote unquote, and I hate to sound all pussified here, but this is someone he has a relationship with. He sees her or speaks with her on a daily basis and has to be with her, in
life.
In life.
Right.
And he's divulging this to everybody and anybody who wants to hear this.
Correct.
And it's just like, come on, dude, have a little integrity. Even though they're not together anymore, it's still he's personalizing this with somebody who exists that he had a relationship with and he supposedly cares about, but he treats it like it's a dish rag.
And still has a relationship with, I mean, maybe not a dating relationship, but I'm telling you, they are like best friends.
Well, apparently they are, because she's still speaking with him, and he was texting her the entire time they were doing the show last week.
Right.
So, that's just my thoughts.
I have nothing to argue.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, it's awesome.
All right. Go ahead.
Oh, first of all, let me state that it is awesome.
It
As
is something
Chris has seen.
something I've never seen in person. I will say that. I've never.
And look at Chris saying, I would like to see that in person.
I most certainly would.
Any chance of seeing that in person, Steph? Is there any possibly?
All right. You don't have to beat me up.
Right. That's basically what you're saying without saying it. I've never seen that in person. Any chance of me getting a peek at that?
You mind straddling my face?
Right.
Jesus.
Shown in person.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I've never been with anybody
that squirts like that.
That squirts like that.
You know, of course, you see it on porn.
Yeah, well, yeah, but whatever.
You know, the squirters I've ever seen have just been a dribble, dab,
right,
blop, plop. The annoying water faucet in the middle of the night type
this
thing.
This is damn near piss level.
It is, yeah, but it's not.
Piss level? How unsexy is that? Really, Chris? Piss level?
It was a lot.
I get the premise, but to throw that in there on top of it?
All right, so maybe I don't always have the couth I should. How do I have a couth in this fucking conversation?
Piss level.
Because, nobody can pee that much.
Right. Nice.
Nobody.
14 beers don't make that happen.
No. No.
Oh my God.
No, darling. Okay, what I want to say is...
All right.
Our darling Jon. How I love him so much. I do love Jon very much.
You dude, I'm going to be honest with you. This chick digs this Jon guy.
Of course she does. There's zero question of that.
I mean, if she could quote unquote be with him, she probably would.
There's no probably to it. Absolutely would.
Okay, so she's still pining away for him, you know, mentally or emotionally, for whatever reason they're not together.
Right.
So she's got this thing for this guy. And again, I don't know her. I don't know your friend Jon. I don't know them, either one of them. But just listening to her and seeing how cool she is about this and very accepting of his, I don't know what you want to call it, indiscretions.
Right.
She's got a thing for him, because it's weird. Chicks can accept a lot of things from people who are, you know, notoriously horrible, and they can somehow rationalize it and still be in love with them, or whatever it is that draws them together.
Right. Well,
look, I sound like Dr. Phil now, right?
We're turning you into a fucking wholesome guy on this.
Well, it's not so much that. It's just that I've had a share of relationships, and I've never done one of them wrong, you know? I've enjoyed the time that I had with them, and for whatever reason they never ended like badly, to where it was just like, fuck you, you bitch, you're an asshole, you're, you know, this, and I hate your guts, and it just was just like, you know what, this isn't working out, let's just go our separate ways, and that's usually how it ends.
Well, I'll be able to share some of those stories that you just described next week.
Sure.
When I'm done with fucking Thursday.
Right.
But for now, I'm going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to just say, okay, and I'm not going to share the more knowledge that I have on exactly what you discussed.
Okay.
Because that's between them.
Right.
And I feel fucking like a hypocrite to the entire show by doing that.
Well, you know what?
I'm going to be a hypocrite to the show, and I'm not going to
But you're involving other people without their knowledge.
Exactly. Well, I know that they're listening. I know.
Well,
that's
regardless of that, it's still, you're still involving other people. If
Right.
they were here on the phone with us or something, then I
Right.
would say, go ahead, Chris, say what you got to say.
right.
Darling, we were not together when I figured out I could squirt.
Jeez.
We were broke up
Right.
fairly recently.
So this was after?
After.
Okay.
I lived in the apartment next door to him.
Okay.
When we were together, the apartments could be joined together.
Right.
When we broke up, they were no longer joined.
Right.
And yes, what he said about the shower was true. That is where I discovered it. John has been a fan of squirting since the minute I met him. Probably, I mean, I'm sure.
Who isn't?
I don't know that I am, to be honest.
Well,
I just don't know that I'm a huge fan of that personally.
well, it's one of those odd things that you're just morbidly curious about.
Well, there is a morbid curiosity to that, but I don't know personally that I want to fucking experience that. I've never, like I said on the thing before, I've never seen that personally. I've never had a squirter, never. And admittedly, I've been fucking with the same one for 23 years, but and she wasn't. So, but even in the past, I never had that, and so I don't know. But I've seen a lot of porn of that, and it's like I don't know about all that. It's me personally. I don't know.
Look at MTL in the chat room. Squirting is so 2010. Look at Rain City Metal. Neeley is a guy you can't really get mad at. That's so funny. Felching is the new squirting? What? Our fans.
Felching is the new squirting. Really? Jesus.
Oh, let's go on.
All right.
Before, but I've known this since the minute I met him. He's shown me pornos about it. He's talked about it.
Right.
I have heard so much about it. Anyway, yes, in the shower, that's where I discovered it. But we were not together.
Okay.
It was not because we were together or had anything to do with him. We were broken up.
Right, but
We haven't-
you guys do have like a friends with benefits type of a deal, don't you? Or you did?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Why wouldn't I? Why?
Why wouldn't I? So we're not together, but we're friends with benefits. But
Right.
I have this torch for him, but we're not together. But I share all my intimate details with him to share with everybody he meets in Cleveland.
You do not know how uncomfortable this is, dude.
I can't even imagine.
Dude, let me just tell you, my text has been blowing up since the second we started this. I'm looking. There's at least 50 messages back and forth.
From who?
John.
Oh, he's listening.
Oh, yeah, him and Steph.
Oh, is she texting you too?
She's not texting me, but I know she's listening.
Okay.
So-
So am I an asshole here or what?
No, not at all. Believe me, we realize who the assholes are, and they're me and the other guy sitting here texting me.
All right.
I have sex with randoms when I can have sex with
Someone you like having sex with.
someone I enjoy very much having sex with, and that is familiar, and I know he knows what I want and will deliver
Right.
with coaxing, and you know what I mean.
They'll deliver with coaxing?
Wouldn't take me much coaxing.
Wow.
Not with that one. Holy
Yikes.
smokes.
Wow.
You see the picture?
Which one?
The one that's on the Facebook
Yes.
of me and her from last night.
Yes.
She's a smoking hot chick.
Yes.
Wouldn't take any coax.
No.
None.
Look at Demon. Friends with squirtifits.
Squirtifits.
Friends with squirtifits.
Squirtifits. That's a new term.
Like it.
That's kind of like table caking, isn't it?
Randoms, if you have your own code word for being loose, well,
Oh, wow.
randoms.
Randoms.
I've been raw dogging some randoms.
I think I threw the randoms term out there, didn't I?
No, she said that.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
All right. Good.
Instead of sleeping around, you sleep with something familiar until it comes to the point where you find somebody where you're going to spend more time with, whatever. I mean,
right.
it's a deal. It's a deal we have or had, and it's worked out just fine.
And so something like this audio is not a deal breaker.
Oh hell no! Oh hell no! No, this is funny.
Right.
It is funny. I'm sure everybody out there is laughing about it, and probably thinking I'm crazy for laughing about it.
I gotta admit, I was surprised.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
No.
I'm proud of what I can do. I'm proud of who I am.
Sure.
I'm proud of my relationship with Jon. I'm proud of the relationship that we had together. I'm proud of the relationship he has with my children. I'm proud of all of that. I wouldn't take it back for anything. And if it means that he's showing my video to his friends, I don't know. We have the same sense of humor.
Are you sure I can't marry you? You're like really fucking cool.
Dude, you haven't even got out of the pan yet, and you're jumping into the fire already.
I'm not jumping into that fire, but I jump into those pants. She's a fucking smoking hottie, dude.
Jeez.
No, I think, though, that Jon has ruined marriage.
Just remember what we talked about before. No matter how hot that girl is, she's still someone else's pain in the ass.
Exactly. Well, I know that, but believe me, I'm not going anywhere there, but Lord knows, I would love to be her fucking... I'd love to be her fucking husband for 3 solid minutes. There's no question about that.
3 minutes, huh?
3-minute husband.
Wow.
That'd be enough.
For me as well.
Very nice.
On the other hand, I'm sure he has. So, but the thing is, and I'm going to tell you the story,
Sure.
the whole squirting thing, I was a pissed off ex. I was very bitter. I'm not a mean person, and I don't do mean things very often, but I was pissed off at this point, and I will say that once I figured out I could squirt, I was like, the meanest thing I can do right now is rub it in my ex-boyfriend's face, who completely loves squirters and doesn't know I can squirt. So what do?
Taunt him.
Exactly. So I filmed it.
Right.
And I left a nice, I don't know, probably 3-foot wide puddle on my floor and took a picture of it. And I sent it to him. He was at work. And I stated to him, Jon, you need to come over to my apartment.
Right.
I have something to show you, and this is the picture that he gets with this message.
Right.
So he's like, what the hell? Is the roof leaking? What? And I'm like, just come over. So when he comes home, I just basically pushed play on my phone and handed it to him, and he just stood there with his jaw dropped. So, okay, he has been with a squirter, and we have been together since, but no, honey, we were not together.
Wow.
When I learned how to squirt.
So he's a liar.
I think he forgets a lot of facts.
So he's a
Wow. She has it bad for this guy.
She does.
For her to again, like I said earlier, to be accepting of shortcomings and make excuses, and for her to just flat out rebuff your he's a liar to, well, he just forgets facts.
Well, wait, I don't let go either, if you keep listening.
All right.
liar.
No, I wouldn't call him a liar.
How
I would
could you
call
not
him,
say that he's a
no, I
liar?
would call him an exaggerator to his benefit.
Okay, a liar. Right. I got it. He's a liar. I get it.
You can push play now.
Oh, you don't want me to keep calling him a liar until you do?
I'm not going to call him a liar, Chris.
I will. You're a liar, Jon.
He's a white liar, a
There you
fibber.
go. Yeah.
See? Wow. That is a lot of dancing around that.
Well, you saw I didn't let go.
Yeah. And she wouldn't relent.
No.
So Jon, if you're listening, this chick's still hot for you.
Well,
I don't know what your problem is, but whatever.
Work it out.
Seriously.
He is white, and he is a liar. So he's a white liar. There it is. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't think I've ever been with a squirter, like
well,
a real
let me tell you
hardcore
something.
squirter.
What's great about pussy is it's stinky and dirty, and that's awesome.
Right.
And what
He's
makes
such
it
an
dirtier is when it fucking hoses you down.
No,
It is
I'm
the
not saying it'd be a
bomb.
bad thing. I'm just saying I don't think I've ever been with a squirter.
Well, you need to.
Well,
Okay.
Dirty and stinky and just all I can think of is Tara.
Exactly, Tara from Sons.
Right.
Because she's dirty and stinky, and you'd love to fucking be coated by that whore.
Right.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Comment? Comment?
He's very dirty, and I love it.
Wow. So he gets bonus points for that part?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
I'm
Wow.
still winning, though.
Yeah, I would say. Just putting up with this bullshit, you're winning. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? All right, here we go.
Excellent.
Well, help me with Steph.
All right, now that couldn't have been me.
I'm now jealous
No.
of MOL. He's like, I've been with a squirter. I had a redhead squirter.
This is
He
Yeah, but a
wins.
guy pissing on you, MOL, doesn't fucking equal a squirt.
MOL, you get called out, man.
That's awesome.
Real quick, to finish the let's continue the squirting and stuff like that. Thank you, ML. It is not piss. To finish the Avengers conversation.
No, all right,
Why are we talking
I'm
about
stopping
Avengers?
this.
What is that all about?
This is where he's not ready for what we do.
Okay.
He was having a chat in the chat room about fucking the Avengers or some
Yeah.
bullshit.
Okay.
But he didn't do any kind of setup to it. He just took it to the air.
Okay.
The people that are listening are the chat room people.
All right.
So he just randomly switched topics, and nobody knew what the fuck he was talking about other than the fucking 15 people in the chat room or whatever.
All right.
So we dump out of that real quick and go to even more dirty stuff.
Okay.
We're not talking about Avengers at all. This is where John sucked as a co-host. John is in the chat room the whole night, and he's having these conversations in the chat room, which is fine. I mean, that's cool, and that's what you do. But you got to kind of set it up before you just say, well, to continue this conversation. Because nobody...
Continue what conversation? I was totally lost. I'm like, I thought we were talking about me squirting.
There's 10,000 people listening, but there's 50 or 30 or 20 or whatever in the chat. And
Last I checked, you can't read what's on the radio.
yeah, exactly. John stinks as a co-host. I'll just say it. He was fun to have in here, but he's got a lot to learn about radio.
He'll get it. Baby steps.
He'll get it eventually. All right, let's work our way through the Avengers conversation.
Hank
Yes, get
Pym
that shit.
is going to be. They're doing an Ant-Man movie, Guardians of the Galaxy,
Ant-Man?
Captain America 2,
Yay!
Thor 2, and Iron Man 3 are part of Avengers Phase 2, which leads up to Avengers 2, the
you
movie.
are such a
You are such a what?
fucking geek.
We're talking.
Okay.
This is the guy that you find sexy and hot, and this guy, Ant-Man guy.
That guy right there.
Jesus. Star Wars tattoos on the arms
Oh,
guy.
absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Come on.
No.
You like that?
know, I do, because he's his own person.
He's a dork.
Owns it. He is a dork, and I think that's very sexy.
Wow.
You know what? No. My best friend and I have come to the conclusion that there is a difference. There is a nerd and there's a dork. Dorks are the ones that you want to be friends with and hang out with because they're
Right.
funny and hilarious and blah, 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 blah. Nerds are the ones that are funny and hilarious and you want to hang out with and you want to fuck.
Wow.
John is a nerd.
Okay. All
He's a
right.
Star Wars nerd.
He definitely is a
He's
Star Wars
definitely a
nerd.
Star Wars nerd, and I think that some of the things that he likes are so over the top for some people, but I just sit there and I'm the one in the background just with the little smile on my face going, isn't he cute?
All right, so
I'm going to get that.
Wow. She is like really, really tolerant of just about everything.
Everything.
Everything. Yep.
John's in the chat room. This fucking sucks.
I
What
see
a
him.
prick it was.
Wow, what a prick I was. Yep.
Yep. Enjoy, John, because it ain't feeling no better on this side either.
Wow. But just her gloating terms and her terms of endearment and her descriptions. This girl's got it bad for you, John. That's basically what it boils down to.
Yep.
That colligator.
So let's play that. Have you ever played out the fantasy with them? Done the Princess Leia hair and
No.
done the Princess Leia
Nope.
thing, or
No, we don't usually have time for that.
Jesus? Would you play out the Princess Leia
Oh,
thing?
Well, what I find funny is that she still talks in present tense as if this is still going on.
Okay.
I'm listening to her speech and her language and the verbiage she uses, and it's always present tense. We don't have time for that, and no, we haven't done that lately, or it's not past tense anything. It's always present tense.
Well, friends with benefits.
Well,
That means benefits could still be going on.
That's kind of how I'm reading that.
Okay. Well, I have zero comment on that.
Well, this is just somebody who's not familiar, don't know either one of them, just listening to what she says and listening to the words she chooses.
I know both of them well enough to know that the audio fairly well speaks for itself.
Okay.
Definitely would. As a matter of fact, my mom started making me a costume, the Slave Leia costume.
So that you could bang John?
No, so I could wear it for
Oh,
Halloween.
nice. I was like, wow, that's
But
a hell
you
of
know
a mom.
damn straight I'm going to use
Yeah,
that to
absolutely.
bang John.
Jeez.
I really don't need the costume to bang John. Have
Well,
you
I
been
know
paying
that.
attention?
Well, who's going to say no? What dude has ever said nah?
I don't know.
That's
but,
never
you
happened.
know, if I was
That's
wearing
never
that
happened to you.
costume, I'm sure Luke Skywalker might, since he did find out I was a sister.
He'd still fuck you.
Yeah, probably. You're right.
Don't forget, in the first two movies, Luke was all ready to fuck Leia.
I know.
So
what the hell?
he would have.
He would have.
I wish they'd have done that too in the movies. Not that I'm going all nerd.
How are they going
and
to
geek.
come back on that?
That would have been good, but that would have been great if they accidentally had a kid and the kid was like this fucking
Morph fucking
had two heads or some shit.
right?
It could fucking
Two cocks. It was
yeah.
a male and a female.
it'd be some weird thing, and you come back into episode 4 or 5 or whatever the next one would have been, and the son is playing
That
in the
would be
band
4.
in the
Or no, it would be
would have
3.
been- okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would have been good. That would have been great.
Is
if,
this the band in the cantina?
yeah, in the cantina, because he'd have 2 heads or some shit. It would have been great.
That's my boy!
Yeah, exactly.
Girl.
That's fucking Anakin.
Not sure.
That would have been great.
This is not even good for me
I
to
had
listen
enough gay
to.
Star
Okay,
Wars talk.
whatever.
I can't do Star Wars.
This is not even. This is fucking embarrassing for me to listen to now, and this was yesterday. not
Yeah,
even
and
fucking
you
week
guys
ago.
are talking Star Wars and
Oh,
having kids together with Princess Leia and what they'd look like, and wow.
That's as embarrassing from yesterday as it was from a week ago. Jesus Christ.
Now, maybe you shouldn't send that letter to Anime Girl and Heavy Metal Dad.
Anime girl,
Anime Girl.
I'm as geeky as you, anime girl.
Table cake.
Table cake.
Table cake.
I mean, it's funny to make fun of John. It's not funny to actually know stuff about it.
Fun to make fun of John it is.
It is, yeah. Okay, Yoda.
Let's
All right,
go.
here we go.
Talking about it, dude. They're doing an Ant-Man movie. They're doing
Yeah,
Guardians
I
of the
thought you
Galaxy.
fast-forwarded this
Ant-Man
shit.
sucked.
Well, they're doing it.
Yuck.
They're doing it,
I don't think I'll see that one. I did like Thor. That was good.
dude. And the second
Enough,
Thor movie,
you
is,
dork.
You know,
Thor:
with
The
talk
Dark
like this, I
World
can
is
see why
all
the
set in,
commentary
Asgard.
on the
Yeah, let's skip that
was like,
shit.
please keep going with the dirty shit.
Let's go here.
Let's hear about Steph's
And
vagina.
every day just kept coming and crashing cars.
Well, obviously she's got a good sense of humor about that.
She's a fucking trooper, dude.
Apparently.
She is a trooper.
Wow.
Every day. And literally
Jesus,
that
oh, this is all like... Was there more? I don't even remember.
Yes, there was. Don't
still
forget
in
about
10
the poop
days.
dick.
That is what I'm very much looking forward to.
Dude, like you said, like you know, she's 38 years old.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
that's me.
I'll come back. Let me scroll back here.
Rewind.
What did she say?
Right as I bring it up, I was like, it was nice to talk about you in the Slash show. She goes, you talked about my show? Did you talk about how sore I was the next morning because I rocked out so hard?
Yeah, I'd like
She
to
was
rock
rocking
that out
the-
so
Oh,
hard.
Jesus.
I was
So anyways, yeah,
very
my
sore.
hot ex has a squirting pussy.
You.
And I I
Not-
was actually
wait,
the one
wait,
that
wait.
discovered.
You notice it was my hot ex has a squirting pussy, not my hot ex is in love with Slash
Right.
and rocked her ass off at the show. That I mean, you would think right there he would go, I paid for this show.
Right.
It was a birthday present. You would think he would take the glory for all of that.
Right.
And gave her her dream, and she got to meet Slash.
Right.
But instead, he's got to put the whole squirting pussy. Yeah, we've heard about that.
Yeah, we're what, 4 minutes in, and we've heard it
quite
10
a few times. In between Ant-Man and Star Wars or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I can see why you think he's hot.
That's a good one right there. I'll give you that one, Chris. I can see why you think he's hot. It's almost like Steve Carell and the 40-Year-Old Virgin with all the toys.
Yeah,
it's hot.
It's hot.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm starting to question this.
We're gonna go to karaoke later and be
kidding.
like, "Fuck you,
I know.
asshole!
You're a dick.
You fucking suck."
I never realized it, but you are the Antichrist.
Nice. All right, here's some more audio.
For that, and I'd like to give myself props.
Yeah, drink
Cheers
up to that, bitch.
Wow.
Again, you're giving yourself props for me learning how to squirt after we broke up.
And cheers to that, bitch. Jeez, that's not very nice. Was that me or was that John? I don't even know it. I don't want to rewind to find out, to be honest.
Chicken shit.
I'll rewind. I'll find
Rewind.
it. Look, I'm not a coward. Look, I'm the one sitting here, not John.
I know. You are here without any witnesses.
Yep. I'm not the one that's hiding. That would be John.
John's at Pizza Hut right now, scared shitless.
Right. Not wondering.
Wow. He's at Pizza Hut?
Yeah, he works there.
Okay. What,
So-
him and Jake Bannerman?
Bannerman.
Waiting
Writing
tables?
stories and delivering pies.
Right. And Jeffrey C. Music
Yeah, right.
hanging out at the Pizza Hut.
Got a lot of pizza guys, haven't we?
Right.
The fuck we're doing.
Already called once.
Yep.
It's always great when you fucking a hot chick. You're like, this is the best. This can't get any better. Oh, wait, yes, it can.
And then it does.
Yeah.
Then it does. I mean, that's the whole,
Fucking A, man.
that is the interesting. Believe me, now that I'll be single in 10 days, that is what I'm very much looking forward to.
Dude, like you said, like she's 38 years old, man. Like that. She don't look 38.
38 going on like 23.
See, that's nice.
Dude.
She looks really young.
See, that's nice.
As a 38-year-old mother of two, I appreciate that comment very much.
All right, I'll take my credit for that one.
You can take credit for that. And the next comment is John saying that he tells me that all the time. That is true. He does.
All right, let's see.
All right. So here we go.
Yeah,
She's giving this guy a pass
right,
for just about every indiscretion he has.
right.
And he, on the other hand, is gloating about how attractive she is, how pretty she is, how young she looks, how cool she is, her
Right.
squirting pussy on top of that.
Right.
But yet these two are, quote unquote, not together. They're exes.
They are exes.
So that's odd.
It is odd.
The dynamic is very strange from an outsider looking in.
It is very strange from an insider looking in. I won't lie in any way, shape, or form. And again, I'm gonna do something that I don't normally do, which is fucking back out of some of this with knowledge that I have. But I don't. There is something that is missing between the two of
Well,
them.
perhaps there is, but just listening to the audio, not knowing the backstory or anything, these two are retarded for each other.
Well, and that is a very true statement. And there's that one thing that isn't right. And God knows, as recently as last night, I was banging on John to fucking figure it out and work it out.
Right.
So, but they got to do that.
Yeah, of course.
It can't be one of us dickheads fucking saying, fucking listen to this audio, dickhead.
Well, again, these are your friends. You know them more on a personal level.
Right, sure.
I'm just an outsider looking in, listening to what I'm hearing. I hear her side, I hear his side, and I don't hear a bad word between them.
No, there's not. There's definitely not. Which makes it all the more weird that they are sort of broken up. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
And especially without explaining the other shit, it really doesn't make a lot of sense. But, knowing the other shit, it sort of makes sense. But even in my own personal head, it's like, dude, figure it out.
Right.
She,
He's
dude,
not
I
like
tell her
right
all
there.
the time.
Yeah.
I say, you're a very beautiful woman. You do not look your age.
Yeah.
Nor do you act it when you take 7 cocks at a time in a bukkake video.
Holy shit.
So how many?
Wow. What is that all about? That reminds me of Clerks. How many dicks have you sucked? 36
In a row?
in a row? My girlfriend just sucked 37 dicks. Wow.
It's brutal.
I guess. And she's not mad about that.
She'll say.
Wow.
How many times have you taken 7 cocks at a time in a bukkake video?
That would be what is 0 hours.
Wow.
Yes, that would be where John Drake is acting like what we call it, where John becomes an adjective.
Right.
He is being a John Drake and exaggerating for his own pleasure.
Right.
He thinks it's funny. I don't know. It's funny. There's no way in hell I've ever taken 7 cocks in a bukkake video.
Wow.
And I would not have done it for $20.
Is that what he says here next?
I would have taken it for shits and giggles. I'm kidding.
Is that what he said?
Yeah,
20
oh,
bucks?
Oh, hell yeah, $20, and that's when you guys start talking about how much it would cost.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's continue. I forgot. I'm going to be honest. I always forget. I don't remember shit I
Oh,
say.
now you sound like John.
No, I don't because all I do is
My
talk.
memory, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm selectively not remembering. Don't forget, I do this every freaking week. And I talk like an idiot, never stop. So,
well, yeah,
you forget a lot of shit. All right, here we go.
Hand you $20.
Really? I got $20
Oh, Jesus.
and 1 cock.
I was just trying to defend her because she's not listening.
Will she give me
You
7
hear that?
times the action?
All right, no, that was a fair question.
Well, the first comment was, I'm only saying this because she's not listening.
Right.
He's trying to put me down because I'm not listening.
Right.
Yeah, because I
But now
can't
you're
defend
listening.
myself. And now I'm listening. So how does that make you feel, John?
Yeah.
Tell me. And
This is beyond the pale for me. It's bad enough the fact that he shared her video with you and everybody else whoever wanted to see it, and then discussing it, and then making, I get the humor because you and I make the humor, but she's taken 7 dicks in a bukkake party, and she'll do it for $20. So he just basically out and out saying, yeah, she's a whore. She'll do it for free or $20. She's cheap.
I noticed, and I jumped right in and said, I got 20.
I know. It's just like, wow. It's like, dude,
I'm no better.
Dude, John, you need to seriously go over there and make amends. Not that it's breached your relationship there, but man, I'm telling you, I would never even do that to a best friend, even if I wasn't involved with them in any way. It's just, that's still, come on. I mean, I don't know your friend, your Stephanie or whatever. I obviously saw her picture on the Facebook, and she's obviously cool enough to sit down and do this little interview with Chris and whatever. But man, you don't treat people that way. And I get the alcohol component and all that kind of stuff. I see all the facts.
Right.
But regardless of that,
Yeah.
Come on, seriously. So that's just my take.
Jesus.
Wow. All right. Is there something else we need to hear here, or does this just keep going on?
It just goes on, and then it goes into a whole segment about anal.
Oh boy.
It goes further and further.
Well, we might have to take that up next week.
Yeah, we could take that for next week. We're already an hour over.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's stop here.
Well,
Even halfway through it.
we're right at the halfway mark.
Oh, gee. All right, so we can do more next week.
We're right at the halfway mark. So, regardless if you agree or disagree with my viewpoint, it's just my thoughts, my opinion, right, wrong, and different. Everybody has their own value system, but
Right.
listening to what I heard and not knowing anything, again, I don't know John, I don't know Stephanie, I just know from listening to this, these two obviously have something for each other, but I personally would never cheapen a relationship, even if it's not somebody that I'm intimately involved with, to the point of alluding to the fact that hey, she'll just do you for $20, or she'll just do, she just does tricks for 20, or I don't know. It's I don't know, dude. I'm not gonna be leaving you on the show by yourself anymore.
I'm grounded. Look at the demon in the chat room. Group discount.
Right.
$3 per dick.